Year 10 Polynomials Exam Practice Question 1. We are going to be looking at multiplying and simplifying. So, like what we would have done when we have done binomials, it's exactly the same. So, everything in my first bracket must multiply with everything in my second bracket. So, to start off, I'm just thinking that I've got 2x squared, and that has to multiply by everything in my second bracket. So I'll start off with that. That means I've got 2x squared times 1, which equals to 2x squared. Then I've got 2x squared times 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. And I've got 3 lots of x's. So 4x to the power of 3. Then I've got 2x squared times x to the power of 2. Well, negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Then I've got x to the power of 2 times x to the power of 2 is 4 lots of x's times it. So now I've done that, I'll move on to the next one. And that is looking at negative x. Now negative x is the same thing. It must times with everything in the second bracket. So negative x times 1 is just negative x. Negative x times 2x, well, negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. And x times x is x to the power of 2. Then I've just got negative and a negative is a positive. And x times x to the power of 2 is x to the power of 3. Now finally, I need to look at my third one. So to make it easier, I'm just going to take off this part here, so I'm able to see. Now I'm doing negative 3 times 1, negative 3 times 2x, and negative 3 times negative x squared. So to start off with this, the first thing I want us to be able to do is go negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Then the negative 3 must times with 2x. Negative 3 times 2x, well, negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So it'll be negative 6x. And finally, I've got negative 3 times negative x squared. And negative and a negative is a positive. And then I've got 3x to the power of 2. So now I have got everything here. I need to be able to simplify it. And to do that, I'm going to use colours. Now to start off, I am going to look at everything with my power of 2. So I'm just going to underline this in red. I've got x to the power of 2, x to the power of 2, and x to the power of 2. They are like terms, because it does say we need to simplify it. Then I'm going to look at anything to do with my x to the power of 3, and I've underlined that in green. So I've got x to the power of 3. Next, I'm going to look at underlining in black, and that is anything which is just x. So I've got negative x, and I've got negative 6x. Now I've left one thing, and that is the negative 3 over here. And the second thing is 2x to the power of 4, because there's no like terms to that. So I'm going to slowly work through these colours. So I'll start off with my red. If I've got 2x power of 2, and I take away 2 groups of them, that leaves me with none. But then I've got 3x, so 3 groups. So that leaves me with 3x to the power of 2. Likewise, I'll go and look at my green. I've got 4x to the power of 3, and I'm adding one more x to the power of 3. That gives me 5x to the power of 3. Then I'm going to go over to my black underlined. When we've got a negative in front of an x, that means we have a coefficient of negative 1. So that means I have negative 1, take away 6, equals negative 7 groups of x. Now I've done that part, I then need to do the final part, and that means looking at these two parts here. So I've got negative 2x to the power of 4, and I am taking away 3. This is in the simplified form. If I want to write it correctly, I need to make sure that my degrees in each of the term starts off at the highest. So that means I should technically write it as negative 2x to the power of 4 plus 5x to the power of 3 plus 3x to the power of 2 minus 7x minus 3. So again, I am starting from the highest power and working down to the lowest.